From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
Kent's Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Mike Krueger from Weather NorCal. Thank you so much for joining me here for this evening update. I hope you had a chance to get out there and enjoy this beautiful weather that most of us got to see, because we've got more rain, wind, and snow that'll be here by tomorrow, but often on chances for showers after that, at least through Friday, and for the coast, even possibly through Saturday, but a drier and warmer trend through most of the weekend, early next week. And some of the long-range forecast models are indicating that we could see some more wet weather by the middle to latter part of next week. More on that in just a bit, but let's take a look at your Krueger's Quickcast for your Tuesday, March 18th. Tonight, not quite as cold as it was last night, but still mid to upper 30s in the valley. And I think there could be some patchy fog again here as we go into early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, you got those 20s and even some 30s for some of the higher elevations, with upper 30s to low 40s along the coast. Out the door tomorrow morning, we'll call it mostly cloudy skies here, but mainly dry. I think everyone will be dry to start off the day, and on the cool side, especially in the mountains where you got those temperatures even at 8 o'clock in the morning in the mid to upper 20s. So this is the swirling area of low pressure. We've got the moisture associated with it, the colder air. This is a classic storm that's going to be here by tomorrow, and it's going to bring us more rain, wind, and snow. Wouldn't you know it, right? So we take a look at our forecast here, at least through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and you can see there will be an increase in cloud cover through the morning on Wednesday, but even around midday, for the most part, we're dry. There may be a little bit of shower activity out towards Del Norte County, but still, the main band of rain is still off to the west. By about 3 p.m., it quickly begins to move onshore, but we're still dry for the valley westward. This is where we're seeing the heaviest amount of rainfall. It's not going to take long for the heaviest amount of rain and really moisture to be west of the valley to make its way eastward. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Again, 3 o'clock Wednesday. Then as we go into about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it pushes itself over the valley, and then we'll continue to move eastward here as we go into Wednesday night. So by Wednesday night into Thursday, we'll kind of start to dry things out for some of us, but still some rain, especially along the coast and up to the north. More on that in your deeper dive forecast in just a bit. But I also want to talk about the winds, because they will be gusty as the storm system pushes on through. We'll start to see the winds begin to pick up, but still not their strongest for tomorrow morning along the coast. By midday on Wednesday, strongest for the coast and central Siskiyou County, but even the valley starting to see those winds pick up. And then taking it through the afternoon, about 5 p.m., we've still got some pretty strong southerly winds here for the valley, central Siskiyou County, but we're beginning to see the winds at least showing signs of getting weaker here for the coast here later on Wednesday afternoon. Then, of course, by Wednesday night into Thursday, those winds should start to die down. All right, so here's a look at your Wednesday forecast. Temperatures in the upper 50s, maybe even around 60 for some of us in the valley, and it will be dry through really the first half of the day, but by the afternoon, evening, that's when we start to see the rain. 30s and mainly 40s for the higher elevations, and looks like temperatures in the mid 50s for your daytime highs along the coast. And taking a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley, I think we'll be dry on Thursday, with more showers possibly on Friday, dry for the weekend. And look at that, temperatures are right around 80 degrees going into your Monday and Tuesday of next week. So significantly warmer weather making its way into the forecast. For the coast, inland, and for Trinity County, we still have a chance for showers even on Thursday for the coast. Thursday, inland as well, but Trinity County most likely dry. Then everyone a chance for showers on Friday. I've included a chance for showers for the coast and inland continuing on Saturday, but I think everyone else should remain dry on Saturday, including Siskiyou, Modoc County, and the Eastern Mountains. And of course, not on top of that, we're seeing mainly dry conditions and warmer weather by the beginning of next week. That's a look at Krueger's Quickcast. You want to remind you that you can always get the latest forecast right from your phone from the free Weather NorCal app. All you got to do is go to your app store, search for Weather NorCal, and download the app for free today. All right, let's take a look at the satellite image here. Big swirling area of low pressure. So you got the core of the low right here, then another little spinning vortex around here, all just kind of rotating around the area of low pressure. Nice little swath of moisture. This is all moving in our direction, and it's going to bring us that combination of the rain, wind, and snow. So again, tomorrow morning, those winds will start to pick up for the coast, even for parts of central Siskiyou County. But even at 8 o'clock in the morning Wednesday, fairly calm winds for the valley. Let's take you to around midday Wednesday. They start to pick up from the south-southeast for the valley, about 20 miles per hour, give or take. Now we're talking over 40 miles per hour for the coast, and most likely even in that 50-mile plus range for the central Siskiyou County. Here we are at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They're going to be pretty strong now for the valley, upwards of 30, even 40 miles per hour. We're talking 40, 50 miles per hour for especially Del Norte County and even into central Siskiyou County, gusty winds off into the eastern mountains. By Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, those winds are starting to die down for the coast, still gusty for the valley northward and off to the east as well. Then by Wednesday night into Thursday morning, the winds are calm again. But you see how the winds are still a little bit on the breezy side of the north, because we do have a system that'll clip Northern California on Thursday, giving basically the northern portions of Northern California a chance for showers on Thursday. But everyone else still looking dry at this point. Of course, you'll see that on a future cast here in just a bit, and still seeing those calmer winds even for Thursday night. So looking at futurecasts once again through the day on Wednesday, you can see that this system will be approaching. So by midday, we're just beginning to see a few showers out towards Del Norte County, but still, I mean, that first half of the day is going to be dry. Then by the 3 o'clock hour, we're seeing the heaviest rainfall west of the valley. That then by 5 p.m. begins to shift eastward. We're seeing the showers beginning to move in. Nothing heavy at this point. We're still seeing the heavier rainfall and the gusty winds to the west. Then, by the time we go into 6 p.m. So, remember, at 3 p.m., the heaviest rainfall was here. Now at 6 p.m., 3 hours later, the heavier rain and snow is off to the east. So just in a matter of 3 hours. So this is a fairly quick moving system, and this is going to be some pretty heavy snow, mainly above 4,000 feet, where you're going to see some of the highest potential for chain requirements. But around I-5 near Mount Shasta and Weed, you could be looking at that potential as well. In the meantime, there's also maybe a chance for an isolated thunderstorm for parts of the valley. Now by Wednesday night, you'll see still some leftover snow flurries, but overall, things are starting to dry out. Now look at Thursday morning. Most of it's off to the north and west into Del Norte County, so that should be the case here. Then as we go through the morning, even at midday, still fairly dry. But by afternoon, we're seeing it mainly to the north. That's what I was talking about. Del Norte, Siskiyou County, I think even Modoc County could see some of that as well. But everyone else, for the most part, will be dry. Then by Thursday night, we're starting to see this kind of push southward. So as this pushes through, I think eventually the valley may see a chance for a few showers, and everyone will see that chance for some showers with snow levels probably somewhere around 3,500 to 4,500 feet. So that one last little push of chance for showers on Friday, and then most of us, and I say most of us because the coast could still see some showers on Saturday. But through Thursday night, we could pick up anywhere from, I'd say, about a half an inch to close to an inch for parts of the coast. There are areas, I think, along parts of the valley, especially to the north, that could see more than that 1/10 of an inch of rainfall you see in Redding. But again, it's a fast-moving system, so I don't anticipate it for us to bring us as much rainfall as we could were it moving a bit slower. Forecast models kind of going back and forth on just how much snow Mount Shasta City will see. I'd say you could pick up a couple more inches of snow, but again, because it's a fast-moving system, it'll dump fast and then get out of here pretty quickly. And that's the same story here as we head to the east as well. Probably not seeing snowflakes, though, for places like Weaverville, Hayfork. I think you're just a little bit too low for that. So again, you can see these systems just kind of clipping to the north here, even on Friday. This model wants to keep it fairly dry on Friday, but I would anticipate that we've got a chance for some showers for everyone as we go into Friday afternoon. Now on Saturday, look at Saturday. You see how it's just kind of lingering for the north coast here. So we still got chances for showers for the coast on Saturday, but by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, everyone will be dry and warmer. As mentioned, as we saw a little bit earlier, I do expect to see possibility for some 80-degree temperatures for parts of the valley here for your Monday and Tuesday. Now, this model, not very aggressive with any rainfall for next week, but if we were looking at the European forecast model, we could see a storm system that's pretty well developed out here. That could potentially bring us some wet weather here by the middle to latter part of next week, but we got to wait for a little bit more consistency from the long-range forecast models before we really start setting that in stone. But there you can see, as we take a look at our temperature outlook, that's the warmer than normal conditions we do expect in the long range. We're still below normal through the rest of this week, but ticking back upward around 80 degrees or higher come Monday, Tuesday, and then there's that dip in the temperatures. That is one of the indications that could show that we're seeing the potential for some showers as we get closer to the end of next week. So there's your wave heights. You can see they are dropping a little bit here for tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow afternoon, those waves will start to pick up. They'll probably be pretty strong again for your Thursday. And unfortunately, that is going to mean that there's going to be a gale warning through the day on your Wednesday. So those winds from the south at about 25 to 30 knots, there's your waves and your high and your low tide here for tomorrow. All right, so here's your forecast for tonight. Again, not quite as cold as it was last night, but still in mid to upper 30s for the valley, 20s for most of the higher elevations, and still probably somewhere in the upper 30s to low 40s for the coast. So here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s for your Wednesday, off and on chances for showers. I think we'll see a break on Thursday, and then drier and warmer here for the weekend. Now for the North Coast, you're going to see a chance for showers pretty much each and every single day. However, I will say this, as you head down, say, Eureka southward, you may be dry on Thursday, and then by Friday, Saturday, another chance for showers, and then, of course, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's dry. For the north end of, say, Del Norte County and places like Siskiyou County, for example, Thursday, still that chance for showers. We take you up to the north, Smith River, about 54 degrees for Gas Key, and there's Orleans with a high of about 54 degrees. For Siskiyou County, for your Wednesday, you've got showers late in the afternoon here, and then, of course, Thursday, that chance, Friday as well, and then drying out here for the weekend and early next week. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. You're also going to be looking at those chances for slight chance for showers on Thursday, on to Friday, and then drying out over the weekend and early next week. And your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, you're dry on Thursday, but by Friday, another chance for some showers with snow levels fairly high, probably about 5,000 feet at that point. And then going into Saturday, Sunday, drier and even warmer going into early next week. Your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamith Painting. Temperature should be somewhere in the upper 50s to about 60 for that daytime high here for tomorrow. And your 7-day forecast for Chico, first day of spring is on Thursday. We're getting there. Low 60s, though, continue through Friday. And then we see that gradual warming trend through the weekend into early next week. We take you up to the north, 51 for Lakehead, 50 in Whiskeytown. Look for a high of about 55 for the city of Shasta Lake, Redding about 57, and 59 for Red Bluff. There's a look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. We've got those temperatures generally staying in the low 60s through Friday, and then the warming trend through the weekend up to about 80 degrees or higher come Monday and Tuesday. That's your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live with Coffee with Krueger at 7 a.m. Have a great night.
Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.